Hey everyone. Today we're going to do a case study on a piece of content I created a little while back. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to read it and then I'll break it down for you on how I came up with the idea, the headline, the whole thing, the main body, the setup, the main body, and the conclusion. So, anyhow, after that, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the engagement that I got when I posted it in a group that I belong to on Facebook. So here we go. I created it out of thin air. Whew. This past weekend I finished something that I had only dreamed about. No, I didn't go skydiving or spend the weekend on the French Riviera. Anybody can do those things if you have the guts and the money. This was better than that. If you know anything about me, then you know that I've been looking for a business to start because I've had a few medical setbacks. So in September, I decided to start an online marketing business. I thought I could pick it up quickly. How hard could it be? I mean, I've owned businesses before. Heck, I used to wholesale real estate and buy and sell houses over the phone. So I hired a coach at the end of September and got busy doing my homework. I enjoyed writing blog posts and emails because I love to tell stories, especially about things that I'm passionate about. But I really struggled with the technical stuff. Despite the technical stuff, I kept moving forward. Soon, I had a website with posts of personal stories that happened in my life. People seemed to really like my stories. It was encouraging to resonate with them. All was good in my world. I gained more confidence in my abilities until my coach explained the business model to me. He said the best way to start your business is to do research for a product that is needed, then create the product and put it up for sale. I was apprehensive to say the least. I had no idea how or what I was doing. Coach said, "Don't worry, he'll teach me." I'm always eager to learn, but this process meant going way out of my comfort zone. I got the first couple of modules done in a snap because it was just creating a report on a process I had already done. But getting Facebook experts to take time out of their business to let me interview them was a challenge to say the least. I mean, they were like, "Who are you? What have you done in the online marketing niche so far, and why would I waste my time?" These people were brutal. I got rejection after rejection. Some didn't even respond to my emails and messages. That didn't stop me, though. I'm like a rhino. I keep charging forward. Luckily, I figured a way to leverage my coach's credibility to get a few interviews. Once I got a couple in the can from some salty veterans, I went after the up and comers. The interviews were chock full of Facebook marketing goodness, some paid advertising, and some organic strategies. It was a good mix of information for my audience. My PDF report was done. The interviews were done. I was on schedule to my first launch. All I needed to now was to create the pages on my website. Oh, great. More technical stuff. Yay. There was a lot to do still. The sales page, the download pages, sales videos to create, they all needed to look good and sound good, and the sales stuff had to be worded right so people would buy. It's a lot harder than you think. Thankfully, my coach did the sales page, or else I'd still be doing it. It probably looked like a fifth grader did it too. So I took care of the other stuff with his help, of course, and kept on charging forward. It was close to launch day, and I didn't have the time to recruit affiliates. So what do you do in this case? You push back the launch date, my friend. Push that baby back. My new launch date was mid-December, which was great until I got a head cold and it eventually turned into pneumonia. I guess I don't know enough to take care of myself. It must be the rhino in me. Haha. Keep charging, baby. Time to pick a new launch date, and we're up against Christmas. Instead of charging forward, I settled on a January 6, 2018 launch date. I figured it's best not to stress out during the holidays. My wife had a lot to do with my decision. There was plenty of time to do the recruiting now. I sat back and enjoyed the holidays with the family and refueled. I started the recruiting a week before the launch and all went well. I'm pleased. 9 a.m. January 6, 2018 came quickly, and I was nervous as you might expect. I didn't know if people would buy the product or not. Was the sales page good enough? Was the report good enough? Was I good enough to do this business? I found out fairly quickly, thank God. At 9:21 a.m., my phone dinged, letting me know I got an email. I checked it out and I got my first sale. Wahoo! That's awesome. A few hours went by and my phone kept on dinging and dinging and dinging. My wife made me turn the volume down so she could think. Pretty soon I knew I had a winner. Life is definitely good now. My first product is in the books and it was a success. Wow, can you believe it? I found a need to fill in the market, created a product to fill that need, followed the direction of my coach, put my shoulder into the work, and people actually bought it from me. Time to get started on my second report. Stay tuned. My takeaways from the story are: I'm not too old to learn a new skill. It's possible for me to create a product out of thin air if I work hard and put my shoulder into it. I'm grateful I have some rhino in me. Okay. So that's the conclusion of the content, and what we're going to do is break it down. And first, what I had to do is I had to go ahead and figure out, what topic I was going to write about. So I had just, I was thinking about, what, did I just start? What just happened here? So I figured, well, I'm gonna naturally I'm gonna write about the product launch that I just finished. So, and really, I created it out of thin air because I did my research and then, I just went with it. So that's how I created the catchy headline, which is pretty cool. I created it out of thin air, my product, and that's what you want with a headline. Is you want to make sure that you have something that's pretty catchy or a question. Sometimes I use questions, and it's got to grab their attention somehow. Sometimes my coach likes to say, sometimes with the headline you got to punch them in the face so that they stop and take a look at what you're posting about, right? So anyhow, the next process after the topic and the headline is the setup, and the setup just kind of just introduces you to the topic or a problem that needs to be solved or what happened, and you have to give some background, right? You gotta because people have to care about what you're about the characters or the um, or what's going on in the story, right? So you give them some background and again a problem that needs to be solved. So I went through this about my background, like I had been in real estate at one time, and that I wasn't real good at the technical stuff, and it goes on and got everything through here, and here's where I was talking about being a rhino, right? So I'm giving more information about myself, which is good. And then the process, going through the process and all that needs to be done, that's more information and starting to now we're getting into the solution, which is kind of the main body, right? And so uh, then we're going through here. So then I ended up getting pneumonia, so we had to push the launch date back, and now we're starting to go into the conclusion or the resolution, whatever you want to call it. It's the end of the, that's where you wrap everything up, right? So um, here's here's where we are here. A few hours went by, blah blah blah, and then here, is the conclusion here. My takeaways from the story are, right? And you go through here, and then a lot of times in the bottom here, what I'll do is I'll just put, let me know your takes in the comments below, and that really, you end up getting some comments out of that usually. So anyhow, speaking of that, I'm going to go ahead. Here is a where I posted it in one of the Facebook groups, and you can see where I went ahead and posted it, and then I got some pretty good reaction here. And then also I got quite a few comments, and the comments aren't just like, "Hey, great job." It's more information, more. They're commenting. They really appreciated the story. So anyhow, so this is pretty good, and let's see. I think that's it here. Yeah. So anyways, Guys, we'll see you in the next video.